It has been a busy week when it comes to the world of airdrops, and it's been a while since the last airdrop roundup. So in today's video, I've got all of the latest airdrop news, some good, some disappointing, but nevertheless, I'll bring you all the information that you need to know. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Let's get started with update number 1. So the first huge announcement came from Eigen, which is a blue chip airdrop that many people have been anticipating. However, a lot of people were left disappointed, and CoinMamba puts it perfectly in this tweet here, basically explaining that Eigen team and investors are getting 55% of the token supply, but stakers are only getting 5%, and even that will not be transferable at the beginning. And he goes on to talk about the greed of crypto developers and VCs in the space. And again, it is another disappointing airdrop, very similar to what we've seen with StarkNet a couple of months ago. Those who have been watching my price prediction videos recently will know that we talk a lot about tokenomics and vesting terms, especially of these new projects. And 55% for the team and investors is pretty high and can be seen as a red flag. But this isn't the only issue that people have with Eigen and this airdrop, because a lot of countries and continents were excluded from receiving this, and VPNs do not seem to work. And this tweet from Alo puts it perfectly here, because he believes that accepting staking from people within these countries but then not rewarding them just isn't right. They took a very real risk for nothing, and I completely agree with that. It's quite a scummy move to allow people to use the products, but then when it comes to claiming the rewards, they can't do so. And then the following day, we had another disappointing airdrop launch, this time within the Solana ecosystem, and it was KAMINO. Now, this wasn't as scummy or unethical as Eigen, but it didn't go to plan because price dropped 70% in the first day. And when people dug deeper into this, they found that the liquidity provided was not adequate for the FDV. So here this tweet again puts it perfectly, and it talks about how KAMINO launched with a 400 mil FDV, liquidity of 2 million, and even meme coins such as Popcat, Bowden and Slurf all have higher levels of liquidity despite the same or smaller market caps. So for an actual product, it was very disappointing to see this. So with the market conditions not being too great right now, you may think that teams could decide to put a pause to token launches and airdrops, but apparently not, because LayerZero announced this week that their first snapshot has been taken. Now, it is still speculative to what is actually included within this specific snapshot, but it is labeled snapshot 1, meaning or suggesting that there will be further snapshots. Now, it is speculative, like I said, but many people think that there are a couple of different options to how this snapshot may play out. The first option could be very similar to Wormhole, where a smaller amount of the overall community token allocation could be given out on day 1. It could be that first of all we see EVM participants getting the first snapshot, maybe Aptos come in snapshot 2 as an example, or maybe it's that everybody who got involved with transaction-based volume are involved in snapshot 1, and then maybe NFT holders are part of snapshot 2. Or it could be the other way around. We don't know yet at this point, but these are just some ideas that are circulating around Twitter. However, the team have announced that more information will be coming soon, so I'd expect that this coming week we'll get more information around how this airdrop will actually play out. So like we said, despite the market conditions, it's important to keep in mind that other airdrops that you may or may not have been farming are also scheduled to go live this month. This includes the like of Blast and Param, and even ZK Sync is being speculated to go live this month. But another that has now been confirmed is Zerolend. Now, I've talked about this a number of times on Twitter and on the channel when it came to farming points, and it has been confirmed that the token will go live on Monday the 6th of May, and it will be listed on OKX. So we have high hopes hopes for this one to be a success. It feels like a very negative start to this video talking about all the disappointing airdrops, but one thread that I want to include, and I'll put a link in the description so you can check this out, is all around what Joshyy has shared on Twitter, including some testnets that you can get involved in with no cost associated. So this includes the likes of Curvents, Gasp and Photon, and they are definitely worth getting involved in. Now, you may be asking why, because airdrops continue to disappoint people, but I think that's exactly why it could be time to start paying attention again. Now, we've seen over the last few months that airdrops are very saturated. So many people are getting involved in them, but now with a few disappointing airdrops, people may lose hope. They may turn their attention elsewhere, which means that the amount of people getting involved in these airdrops and testnets may start to decrease, meaning rewards will essentially have a better chance of being worthwhile. So like I said, I'll leave the link in the description here. He's done a brilliant thread with guides for each of these testnets. All you need to do is put the time in and follow them. So I'm actually recording this video on Friday morning ahead of the video going live on Sunday, and just a few hours ago at this point, FRIENDTECH finally went live. Now, they delayed the launch of the token because they wanted to include a way that point holders could actually share this with people, with key holders in their rooms. So this was a pretty cool feature to add. Now, there was a lot of hype and speculation around the FRIENDTECH points actually being at crazy prices compared to the FDV, as the community would be getting 100% of the tokens. It was a breath of fresh air compared to the greedy VCs that we've seen involved in other projects. But one thing that has left people disappointed is that you can only claim 10% of those tokens immediately. Now, it isn't as bad as most people think. It isn't vesting terms, there's no linear unlock. It's all around completing some extra tasks. And as we can see here from Legendary NFT, FRIENDTECH want you to be able to follow 10 people and join a club, and a club is their new feature on the platform, so then you can claim the rest of your tokens. However, on the launch, of course, people were flooding to get their tokens. The club feature didn't actually work. Now, FRIENDTECH has been known for being very buggy and very inconsistent in the past when it comes to users operating their platform, and that has continued to show. Now, the volume, I can imagine, is pretty high, but it is something that surely they had to anticipate. Another airdrop that we've previously discussed on the channel is NIM. And a lot of people will be receiving this if they've been staking Dimension or hold NFTs such as Pudgy Penguins. Now, NIM have finally announced that their mainnet is now live, and one tweet that they added to the thread announcing this information was that liquidity provision will occur in the upcoming days, including CEX listings. Now, of course, this suggests that the token will go live, and I'm going to expect that that comes in the next couple of days, with it being so imminent. And lastly, looping back around to the Solana ecosystem, Drift Protocol, a highly farmed project, something that a lot of people were paying attention to, especially at the back end of last year. They finally shared their eligibility checker with a large amount of tokens going to OGs. So these were points that were factored into the allocation. They also give 30% to trader points program activity and 5.5% to early drifters who used V1. So if you were farming that project, I'll leave a link in the description so you can go and check out the eligibility criteria and you can make sure that you secure them tokens. So that pretty much wraps up the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like, subscribe, comment, and let me know what you think about the world of airdrops right now. Are you still farming them, or have you give up hope? Now, for me right now, today, there was some very good news, there was new opportunities, and there was some disappointing news, but that's always going to be the case. Not every airdrop is going to make people millionaires. That's just the realistic outcome of farming airdrops. You win some, you lose some. Anyway, please do trade safe, invest safe, airdrop farm safe, and I'll catch you in the next one.